Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome back to DevChatter. Hello, hope you're all having a fantastic Monday. Today is our 96th episode of DevChatter, so we are closely approaching that 100th episode. Hey, S&B, thank you for the 2-month Twitch Prime sub. Let's build an online community of developers. I agree. Hype. Hey everybody, welcome. That is a nice way to start off the stream. So I asked our people in Discord, and for those of you that don't know, we have a pretty active Discord community here, so if you want to chat with other developers, that's a great place to go. I asked them today what people wanted me to work on. We were going to have a guest today, but he was not able to make it today, so we're going to do a backup of doing programming exercises together. So that's what we're going to do today. It should be fun. Hello, everybody. I see a bunch of people starting to show up. Greetings. Hopefully you're all having a good start to your day. And hopefully you're interested in some programming exercises. So on this channel, so far, we have done, Code Wars, I think is what one of them's called. And then the other one is this one, Coding Game. And I like both of them, actually. So I think I like some of the structure of Code Wars a little bit better, but I like the game concept that they do here on Coding Game, that I think is kind of fun. So let's take a look, and we'll do some of these today. So I'm going to do a quick roundup of things that are going on here on the channel. So as many of you know, our main project that we do here is our chat bot that you will see talking in the chat from time to time, posting messages, things like that. We work on it live here on the channel, and the version that is in the chat right now is not our stable master branch version of it. No, that is a bleeding edge version running off a branch right now. It's our latest code that we've been working on. We like doing that because it's kind of fun, and we always notice whenever there is an issue, because we do have a set of automated tests, but because there's such an infrastructure connection of having to go out to Twitch and everything like that, we do end up with some bugs that aren't always that predictable. So that's what we end up doing in order to get that to display. So it's quite fun. We like it. It's a good project. It works well. Let's see. A couple of people saying things in chat. People greeting each other. And then the Twitch client is a bit stupid. It didn't switch back from the host to this channel. Oh, sorry about that, Stool Penner. Yeah, we are active. Maureen, hello. Welcome. Hola. Greetings, everybody. We are going to write a bit of code today. So, hopefully you're all in for that. The options that I actually gave to everybody were doing programming exercises, or we could continue on our text adventure in our chatbot and try to set up guard clauses is usually what they're called. So guard clauses is what we were going to set up. Oh, that's awesome, S&B. Glad to hear you did a good refactoring project. Hopefully you deleted a lot of code that you didn't like. Okay, let's take a look at some of these puzzles. I think I'm going to start here on the easy ones, because I think it's always a good idea to get used to not just the coding, but also the way they phrase the problems, the way they solve them in this. So whenever approaching any system you're not used to, because I think I've only done like 2 puzzles here. I think we started the Mars lander a little bit, and then we also did... I did one just to try out the system before our last programming exercises stream on here. So here's what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and just check out the descent and see what this problem is. So, zoom in a little bit just so you guys can see this a little better. What will I learn in this puzzle? Loops. We're going to solve this puzzle to make us understand the concept of loops and ways of retrieving the maximum value from a list of integers. That sounds easy in C#. We have a max that's part of our link. Loop sorting, the descents, let's play. Okay, let's try and solve it. Let's see how it works. Where's a good zoom level? Alright, I think that might balance the text that you guys can see. right around there, we'll say, for also giving me some screen real estate to work with. Okay, so our goal: destroy the mountains before your starship collides with one of them. For that, shoot the highest mountain on your path. Okay. The start of the game, you're given the height of the 8 mountains from left to right. By the end of the game turn, you must fire on the highest mountain by outputting its index from 0 to 7. Firing on a mountain will only destroy part of it, reducing its height. Your ship descends after each pass. Ah, okay, so we need to always shoot the top one. Let's go ahead and run it and see what happens. So let's just run test case 1, and we should be able to watch it up here, I think. Okay, so these are the things we're shooting, this black stuff that's sticking up here. And right now it looks like it's just returning back index 4, so it always shoots mountain number 4. So, we need to have this always spit out whatever the one is that's highest. So looks like they start up the game, and it waits for console input, and the console input is going to be the heights of the mountains. At those indexes, I believe. And welcome anybody that was lurking around in Code Rushed. We're doing a little bit of programming exercises today on DevChatter, and we are doing them in C#, though we sometimes program in JavaScript on here, and I know that Code Rushed has been doing a JavaScript stream, so you shouldn't be terribly lost. It should be fairly similar. So we need to pick the highest one each time. It's just keeping this value, it's not storing it in an array or anything, so let's do this. We will say, oh, they gave me link and generic collections. So I see up here they already have a using for link, and they already have generic collections. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to say list of int, and we'll say heights equals new list int. And then instead of just storing that and doing nothing with it, I am going to heights. We'll add mountain H. So that's the mountain height that we just got at each point. We're going to add it at index 0 to start with and go on. Since it is going in order, I don't see a super need to build this as a collection that is 8 to begin with. I'm not worried about the performance. This is easy to write. So the next thing we need to do is print out the heights. We want to say int highest equals, I'm going to say highest height. Now the reason I'm specifying highest height here is because I want to make sure that I'm clear that this is not the highest index, this is the highest height. So I want to make it clear what value we're getting here. So then I'm going to say heights.max, whoops, max. Not sure why it tried to autocomplete that for me. And then I'm going to say heights, and then I think it's index of highest height. Now this is not the most efficient way of writing it, but I think it's a very clear way of writing it. So I grabbed the highest value in the set, and then I'm saying get me that one. Now there's a way I could write this so that it got me that value. I could do a link statement that got me that all at once, but I don't think it's clearer. Let's try this and see if I got the code right. I may not have yet. We're going to find out. Oh, it turned green, so it looks like I did get it right. So the goal of this was to teach me loops, but funny enough, I didn't actually need to use loops for this one. Like, there's the while loop and the for loop they gave me, but this max that C# has available kind of makes that pointless. So go C# for giving us the value we needed. Okay, let's check the next one, scattered mountains. Looks like they may all work, so actually I'm going to run all of them. So we're checking every test case all at once, and it's just going to go ahead and check all of these. One mountain. that I guess we lower one space at a time. Huh. Looks good. The code was simple. So one of the things that I do want to emphasize to everyone is when you're doing any kind of test-driven development, so this is sort of a unit testing approach, even though we can't see the tests, that's really what these test cases are down here. Imagine these are unit tests that were built for us of what our requirements were going to be, and they make it easy for us to make changes to our code as well. So one of the things we could do is this. I could start off with the value 8 right there, and then I believe that will initialize it to the capacity that we want. And I think I can play all test cases again, and they should all go green again. So they do. So that's nice. That removes the performance issue that I had a moment ago. I could also initialize it with an array most likely instead of a list, but this works well enough. Okay, let's jump on. This one's pretty easy. Draco, hey, welcome. And Juan Carlos, welcome as well. Glad to see everybody here. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to some programming exercises today. I know some of you are probably working, but if you're not and you want to follow along, you can head out to Coding Game and do the same puzzles I'm doing. Just tackle them here while we're here on the channel. I liked that one. I thought that was good. It was a nice puzzle, fairly easy, but I think it'll be good for people trying to learn programming. So props on that one. Great work. I don't know what the contest is, guys, so I'm not going to click on it. Let's go to the next one. So our next puzzle that we're going to take a look at, whoa, Chuck Norris sounds fun. Power of Thor Episode 1. Huh, this is some kind of an intellectual property lawsuit waiting to happen. That does not look like Thor the God, that really looks like the Marvel costume. Anyway, let's see, in this puzzle you need to compare different values. You have to correlate character variables and integer variables. Okay, sounds good. I think we can do that. So, what is this? Your program must allow Thor to reach the light of power. The light of power. Thor moves on a map which is 40 wide by 18 high. Okay, so that must be this map we've got here. Does this have... Oh, that's that scroll. Okay. Note that the coordinates, x and y, start at the top left. This means that the most top left cell has the coordinates 0, 0, and the bottom right is 39, 17. Sounds good. The variable light, x, the x position of the light of power that Thor must reach, the y position. Okay, so we are trying to move him towards an xy coordinate. Okay, we got that. So it's going to put the light somewhere, and we have to find our way there. At the end of the game turn, you must output the direction in which you want Thor to go. Ah, okay. So we have 8 directions that we can go, north, south, east, west, and, you know, the in-betweens, and we can get him to the right place. So we probably want to take the shortest paths. That's why we've got these northeast and southeast options, because I'm betting if we just use north, south, east, west, we don't make it there in time. So let's take a look. So initially, they tell us where the light is and where Thor starts, and then we do a loop and we just print out directions for him. Okay, so what that means is a single line providing movements to be... Oh, we're making the full set and printing it out all at once. I'm sorry, I thought we were going to do one direction per line, but it wants it all together. We can do that. That should not be a problem. So, why is it inside a while true game loop? That doesn't make sense. Anyway, let's print out the initial thing where it just says southeast, and then does he just keeps going southeast. Okay. He didn't go towards the light, he went southeast. Okay. Huh. Well, we'll give it a try. So, here's what we're gonna do. Oh, int remaining turns. Oh, okay. Actually, that's a good point. It was printing it out one at a time. Okay, and then it was just doing single moves. Okay, never mind. That's fine. So here's what we're gonna do. So we want to say... Oh, a single line providing the move to be made. Okay, I see what it is. So what we want to do is we want to say if light x is less than if light x is less than Thor x. Okay, and now I'm going to make an extra variable called Thor x. I don't really need it because I could just use initial. So I'm actually, screw it. We're not using your value. We're using Thor x and Thor y. I don't need your names. I don't need your names. I got better names. Yeah, S&B, I like the graphics on this one. That's why I like it. But I don't think you can beat Ardaliscatas for learning potential. Oh, I agree, S&B. And I also find it hilarious that you call those Ardaliscatas, since the person that turned those into documents, that'd be this guy, the guy that actually wrote them up as like nice little things. So I actually used to work for Steve at a consulting organization, and we set those up to use for our workshops and things like that. And I was the guy that did those initially that we did. Okay, so we got Thor x, Thor y, so we're going to say if light is less than this, then Thor needs to move west. So that means we're getting a west. So we're going to say west needed. Let's do this. String direction to go equals that. Else if we're gonna say light x is greater than Thor x. So if that one's greater than this one, then we want to go east needed. Okay, so there we go. So that's these. Yeah, so if you're wondering why Steve and I have such connection together, and it's because we worked together for quite a while. So if light y is less than Thor y, so remember, the top left is 0, so that means a north is needed. Not north, north. And then this means a south is needed. Okay, so now you might be wondering why I did the specific order that I did here, and there is a reason. Where are the instructions? I had instructions originally, didn't I? Console output, no. Rules? Goal? Ah, there it is. Okay, I have scrolls here. So it does northeast, southeast, southwest, and northwest. So when there's a set, it's the north and south that's always listed first, so I can sort of cheat here and create my string this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to concatenate on the value I need. So I'm just going to say plus equals north. And I think I can cheat this like this. And we'll say south. And then this one is west. So I'm sort of cheating a little bit. Now I could write this in some other ways. But the cool thing is that if it's not one of those, so if we are in a straight line, I will only have added one of these. But if two of these apply, it should go northwest, northeast, southeast, southwest. So, Fallen, thank you for following there. Much appreciated. Okay, so now instead of printing out southeast, I want to go direction to go. And let's see... Oh, whoa, whoa! Oh, almost messed that up. Almost messed that up. We're going to say... first off, I'm going to do else's on these just to make sure... Oh, actually... We're only going to adjust by one space, so I can't mess these up. Thinking. I was just thinking whether or not this can actually get messed up, but I don't think it can, so we're going to say Thor Y minus minus, and then this is going to be Thor Y plus plus. It's kind of weird to not have our any kind of IntelliSense or help like that. So we get so dependent on it, we developers. So it is nice every once in a while to code without it. Just to make sure that we remember how to do stuff. So I'm going to apply those directly, and here's why I can get away with it. The pause that I made was I wanted to think for a second and make sure that when I adjust these that I wasn't going to suddenly allow myself to get into one of the other ifs by doing this. But I think I can get away with that. Let's try this. Straight line. Hey, there we go. Okay, so that one seems to work. Let's try all the test cases and just see how they go. Okay, so it can go straight up. We can go at an angle. Optimal angle? Okay. So he's going southeast for a while, and then he's suddenly going to start going east, I'm betting. Yep, and then he starts going east, so that's nice. Works out well. Can he get there in time? I do believe he can. Boom! There we go. That's nice. So I thought that was pretty good. Congrats, you reached level 5. Next steps? What's next steps? It wants me to do a thing. What thing do you want me to do? I don't want to join your event. Why do you want me to join an event? I don't want to join an event. I'm just doing puzzles. This is Puzzle Day here on DevChatter. Welcome everybody, I hope you're all having a great Monday. We're doing a pretty light stream today. We're not doing our usual bot coding that we do. Feel free to ask questions in chat though. I am still willing to talk about C# programming, other stuff while we're coding here. And I will discuss our projects that we're working on too. And at some point I'll mention the other code we're going to be doing later this week. So, alright, what is this one? It's called Temperatures. Solving this puzzle validates that the loop concept is understood and that you can compare a list of values. You know, this one's still a little, I might kick us up to the next level. Oh, actually, we're doing Chuck Norris. Hang on, we're doing Chuck Norris, then we'll move on. We are on the internet, everybody. We gotta do Chuck Norris. Ooh, and it's got bit shifts and bit masking. That's actually hilarious to be in an easy section, but sure. Not super common among beginners, but yeah, we can do it. Okay, let's see, binary with 0 and 1 is good, but binary with only 0 or almost is even better. Wait, what? Originally, this is a concept designed by Chuck Norris to send so-called unary messages. Write a program that takes an incoming message as input and displays as output the message encoded using Chuck Norris's method. Wow. Oh, man. Welcome. Thanks for that follow there. One, because the best learning platform is Exorcism because it's all open source. Wah, wah, wah. The encoded output message consists of blocks of 0. So it's going to be ASCII characters. 7 bits of ASCII character. A block is separated from another block by a space. 2 consecutive blocks are used to produce a series of value bits. Only 1 or 0 values. The first block is always 0 or 0, 0. If it is 0, then the series contains 1. If not, it contains 0. Oh man, that's mind-bending. Hey, welcome, thanks for the follow. This is actually a fairly mind-bending problem, just thinking about what they're asking us to do here. I'll explain in a minute. Let me catch up on the chat here in a sec. Hey, yep. Hey, great stream. You've been following for a while. You landed a senior dev interview. That's awesome. You're trying to prepare for the face-to-face. I do have tips. One tip that I would give you in terms of that is remember to ask questions. In all your interviews, make sure that you're going to like that job. One of the things that I notice a lot of people run into is that they don't ask a lot of questions. So remember, as much as they're interviewing you, you are interviewing them as well. And that actually does a couple of interesting things, because that also causes you to show interest in their company, which is also beneficial for them wanting to hire you. Let's see. Got any better? In terms of like stuff to know when you're interviewing, be able to talk about stuff, but also be willing to admit when you don't know something. One of the worst things you can do in an interview is act like you know a whole bunch about something and not actually know it. It's okay to say, oh, I'm not super familiar with that, or you could say something like, oh, I haven't worked with those in a while, so, honesty is actually, I would say, a good thing on those. Not everybody'd recommend that, but part of the reason I say to be honest about it if you don't know something is because if you get caught not knowing something, I would definitely not hire you. And is Python a good language for beginners? I would say yes, Python's a good language for beginners, Draco. One aspect of it that people don't like is the fact that Python is white space sensitive. So that's actually something that a lot of people don't realize. Yeah, the big piece of advice, Lord Divinus, that I would give you is asking questions. Because one of the worst things you can do is go work at a place that you don't like. So, ask questions, find stuff out. If you get the chance, talk to their dev team. That's another useful one. Okay. What did I just delete? Nothing important. Console error. Yeah, okay. Console error, right line. Yes, Stool Penner, I got my Pepsi sponsorship back, I'm just kidding, I don't really have a Pepsi sponsorship, yeah, we're drinking Pepsi again here, so, it's good stuff. Oh, Draco, I was just saying that Python is a good language for beginners. The only holdup on Python for a language for beginners is the fact that it is white space sensitive, and that throws some of them off. White space sensitivity, of course, means that you have to indent certain parts instead of using code blocks, which for a more experienced developer, a lot of them like it because there's fewer curly braces and things like that. However, that does throw some beginners off because they're not used to formatting the way that we do, whereas all the rest of us already do a lot of formatting of things. So, okay, what do we got here? So, it's saying that the starting character, whatever the first one is, that tells you how many numbers you have. So CC is coded as that. Oh, okay. So every time they're in pairs, so C is coded as 1, so 0, 0 is 1, and this is, that's 0, and then 1, 1, 1, 1, and then 0, 0. Yeah, so... Oh, yeah, so 0 is a 1. Okay. So here's what we need to do. So this is weird. Yes, I am standing. Look, standing. Yeah, I use a standing desk. Import braces. Nice one. Yep, standing while streaming. Okay, so here's what I want to do. So this gets me the whole message. And why is that a capital letter? Why is this capital? Sorry guys, that's not a constant. Alright, so we're gonna do message.split. and we're going to split on a space. Now I want to say string array, and we're going to call this pieces equals that. Okay. So now I want to do a for loop. So I'm going to say for int I equals 0, and while I is less than pieces dot length. So I'm doing length because that's an array and not a list. And then after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say I plus equals 2. And now the reason I'm doing that is because these messages are always coming in as a pair. So I want to evaluate them together. So what I'm going to do, instead of for eaching over the collection, I want to deal with a pair of them at a time. So I'm just going to do a standard for loop. And what I want to do is I'm going to say, we're going to call this string indicator equals pieces I string bits equals pieces of I plus 1. So essentially we're going to grab, we're going to go through this loop 2 at a time, so that's why we're going to step twice, and then we're going to grab the first one and the second one, and then what I'm going to do is deal with them. So I need to figure out what the value is on this thing. So that's my plan. Yes, that is actually a great suggestion there. The Joel test, I do know what you're talking about. That's a test for a good way, like it's from Joel Spolsky, and he's got a good metric for determining. It's a list of characteristics about the company. So one of the big things that I would tell people is make sure that any company you're going to is interested in investing in their developers, and actually, you know, making you better developers over time. So, 1 second. We need to get letter. So what are we supposed to print out? So, oh, they give us that letter. We print it out. Oh, I got it backwards. You're right. I got it backwards. Yeah, I was doing this backwards. Good call, Stoolpenner. Good call. I'm going backwards. Wonk. So we get in the message, and then we need to convert it to wait, hang on. Input, C, output, that. Yeah. Okay. So essentially, we need to get, well, here, let's do this first. Let's run this once. Let's see what's, what message is. Oh, whoops. Can't leave that down there. Leave your code compiling. Yeah, found C, expected that result. Okay, yep, you're right. So here's what we need to do. So we need to say for each car letter in message, and yeah, I know they might not be letters. Give me a break. I needed a name that wasn't a character, which I guess I should have said character, but good enough. So we're gonna say, so for each one of those letters that was in the message, we need to get what its value is. String result equals empty string. Then we are going to say letter int let's see. So we're going to turn our letter into a number by casting our character as an integer. So remember, the characters in C# are actually int32 numbers, really. So I believe this will work just fine. That'll get us the number. Then what we need to do is we need to get, we need to basically take the bits and mess with them. So we need to convert this into a binary value. So that is a good question. How do we to binary this? Oh, actually, I love it. There you go. Yeah, that's the solution right there. Hang on, everybody. We got this. Right there. Console right line that. Oh, man. There we go. Oh, are they greened off? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Oh, man, look. Test number 1, done. So just say if C, return that value. So, right? Yeah, you just say if, you know, message equals C. No, we're not doing that. I was just kidding. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Alright. I don't remember. C# int to binary. Isn't there just like a... Oh, right. There we go. Thank you, interwebs. Much appreciated. Int to binary. There we go. And yes, I'm going to work with binary. I'm not going to deal with bit shifting in C# on this. That's too much of a pain. Int random return 3. Random die throw. Yes, exactly. Simple thing that will make the test pass. Yes, yes, yes. That is true. If I were writing the tests, Renee, I would agree. Simplest thing that works, that's usually what I do when I'm writing the tests. Since these tests are already pre-built, I can't guarantee that they're going to give us one that's going to like guide us to the solution. So that's what we end up doing when we write them ourselves, is we put in the simple thing and then we try to come up with the cases that force us into a real version. Oh, hey, there you go. You have you made a package of tools for making bitwise operations easier. Yeah, some of them are a pain. You gotta deal with them, but this is good enough. Okay, so we're gonna convert that to a string. There we go. Those are the binary values. So actually, so for each letter, we're gonna convert it into that. Once we have this, we need to say, we're gonna call this the Norris value. Get Norris value. Binary. So what I'm going to do is this, just to make it a little bit cleaner, we're going to make a method. We're going to call it public string get Norris value. Can it take a char array, or do I have to take in a string? I guess we'll take in a string. Binary. Right? Okay. So binary is a string of the number letter divided. How's this easy? Convert. Yeah, that's pretty easy. Convert to string value too. Yep. I like the way you're doing these challenges. Many streamers mostly use external IDE to write and compile with IntelliSense, but you do the site's editor. I appreciate. Oh yeah. Well, hey, you know what? I could switch back and forth. But, you know, this actually gives me a little bit of a challenge, because I did have to search for that one, because I didn't remember how to do that. But I actually have to remember the values. I remember, which one was I doing? Might have been a Coding Wars that we were doing like a week ago, where I actually came up with the string split options, remove empty entries, and I could not believe that I remembered what that value was I needed to pass to make that work. Man, was that exciting. When you get there and you're like, whoa, I actually remembered it. Working without IntelliSense, not easy. So we're gonna say for each number in binary. So this is the binary number. Ooh, I had a thought. What if I return an IEnumerable of character that I toString? Can I do that? IEnumerable of character, do I have to join it? I don't remember. We'll find out in a moment whether or not I can get away with that or not. We're gonna do a yield return of... For now, I'm gonna yield return 0. So we're just gonna return that. It's not gonna work right, but I want to find out if this compiles or not. Wait, value does not exist in current context? Oh, derp! Derp, 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 derp. Hence compiling. An object reference is required to access non-static member solution. Oh, yep, static, sorry, my bad. Again, why we're, you know, running the code. Okay, found C, expected that. Oh, I wanted to get the Norris value, so we're gonna say, let's see. Result plus equals, Norris value, and then I want to .trim. We'll do that. We're gonna try that again. Let's see what result we get here. I may need to mess this up. Oh yeah, return should be result. Yeah, I will get it. Okay, found solution plus get Norris value. Okay, so that is definitely not what we wanted. That's funny. That's amazing that we got that value. So let's do this. Because I think we needed to do this. String dot cat. Oh man, that was an awesome result. That is amazing. There we go. Fixed. Okay, cool. So, how many values was that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that we should have. That is 7 values. So that looks right. Okay, so cool. So we have the right number of bits that we're printing out, but we have the wrong values. So that is good. So that's our proof of concept that our yield return works and everything like that. Now, quick explanation for everybody. The reason I wanted to make sure all that worked, I don't know what this site's running, but I have a feeling it's running mono, not not actually running .NET. I assume this is a Linux-based website, but I don't know that for certain. I'm just guessing. So that's our Norris value. So what we need to do is we need to say if number equals 1. Ooh. Actually, we need to do this in a weird way. I didn't do this quite right. Hang on. Here's my thinking. Oh, okay, so it's C#6. Okay, yeah, see? So there are definitely some restrictions here. So here's what I need to do. I need to find out how many... I need to keep going and say while we're still the same thing. How many in a row are the same number? So for each one, So what we need to do is we need to say I want to say current equals nothing, and then I want to say if current equals if number does not equal current. Can I do that comparison? Or am I going to need to toString it? It should automatically switch the character to a string, I would think. Then current equals number. So, or no, if current equals number, then we continue on, and we return a 0. Otherwise, we need to change numbers. We need to yield return a space. So we need to return a space followed by, so that's a space because we're getting to a new number. So we need to yield return a space, and then we need to yield return return 0 for 1 or for 0. So that's when we need to do this number check. So we're going to say if number equals 1, actually we just need to say if number equals 0, then we do an extra. So we always yield return 1. So we yield return a 0. Oh, those are supposed to be characters, not numbers. So the extra one's just for a 1. So if we find a 0, we return a 0. If we find a 1, we return... 0 for single 1 for 4 zeros. So double is a 0. Yeah, so 0 is the extra one. Okay. And then, after we do that, we need to put a space and our first of the number. Okay, so extra for zeros. For 1 or 0. For the bit itself. Oh, God. Oh, man, that is funny. Okay, so if anyone's confused by this code, I am not surprised. Let's try that again. Okay, so it can't compare the number to a string, so... why did I make that current equal... Why did I make... That could be the empty value, so... okay, I'll make it a space. It doesn't matter. It's not a 1 or a 0. Found. Ooh, we didn't quite get it. Standard output string. Oh, I didn't set the value. My bad. Current equals number. So on the other side, we need to set the current equal to the number. So there we go. Let's try it. Oh, dang it. CC. What did we get? Did we mess up the spacing? So we had a double space there. So we got to this, and then we said 0, 0, 0. Huh. I don't think it's the trailing space that's getting us here. Yeah, there's no trailing space. We double spaced here. And is that right between the strings? How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's between them. So maybe we're not supposed to put this value between them? Let's try that again and see what we get. So the initial one works, the second one still fails, but we don't have the double anymore. So it looks like what happens is we must have the wrong value for the second number. So we said there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 14 characters. So that's correct. It told us that these were going to be 7 bits in the numbers. And then that is... So it's expecting a 3, and then... Interesting. Okay, so... I am gonna write out some of our data here just to find out what it is. Console.error.writeLine. Norrising. Let's find out what we get. So first off, I'm going to run that. It's going to say Norrising 1, 0, and then we're going to try again. So in this one, it's Norrising the same value twice. Oh yeah, it should do the same value twice. Right? What happened? It's the space in else because the second C starts with 1 and the first C starts with 11. We're combining? Oh, Vitlol. No, not really. They're not about performance or speed or anything. We're just kind of doing them for fun. There's no real thing here. Okay, so let me check out what's going on in chat. So there's a couple of things. Trailing space, it's the space in else between the second C starts with 1 and the first C ends with 11. So when we Norris the first one, so we get, hang on, so there's 1, there's 4 zeros. After the 4 zeros, there's 2 1s, and then we should be back to a single 1, which we get to, except it's putting the whole thing together. It's not doing a character at a time. Got it. I understand. Yes, I got it. You guys are totally right. When we get to the next number, we are not supposed to put a space between them. We're supposed to just keep going. So that means I am doing this wrong. I did the wrong thing, so we are supposed to get them in binary and put them all together. So I am going to say string full binary equals empty string. Got it, thank you. You guys are awesome. Plus equals binary, because we're supposed to put it all together. And then we just Norris the value one time right here. And then we print out the trimmed Norris value. I think that's what we do. Let's try this. It's gonna bomb because I didn't pass the value around. I need to get it full binary instead of binary. Now that one works, and that one works. Hooray! Yes, thank you everybody for that one. I did miss that. You are right. It was looking at that value as this being a whole set of ones all together. So we needed to Norris that string. So awesome catch, great job. That was nice, I like it. So yeah, some hype in the chat there, because we definitely got that one. That was nice. Let's see what everybody said in chat. Are these other rounds? There's clash mode where time becomes a factor. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know there was a clash mode. Oh yeah, so I love solving things with Link. You can go overboard, and I actually do like going overboard with Link, funny enough. Oh, dang it. Alright, so we're still not quite there. So we Norrised 1-0, wait, what? Oh, character percent. What? Of ASCII characters. Hang on. Oh, and yeah, sorry about that. Links in chat are blocked, although I guess I could whitelist coding game website. Where is percent? Derp. Is it 37, Stoolpenner? I don't remember. 37. Yep, you're right. So it's 37. Okay, so 37 should be, so that is, what, 2, 4, 5, so that is 32 plus 5, so yes, that's 37. So this is definitely the string we're supposed to be converting, I think. But that starts with a 0. Oh, because it needs to be 0 padded! Ugh. Dang it! Okay, so we need to 0 pad this number. Okay, so either convert does that for us, or we can just add it. So all right, so let's see. How can we make this nicely? Yeah, I could do encoding ASCII get bytes. That should be doing the same thing this is, though. Alright, we'll just do this real quick. Binary, not length. Oh, that's a good point. Okay, so let's do this real fast. We're gonna check that. So here's what we're gonna do. Bytes equals that. Console.error.writeLine bytes. Get bytes takes 0 arguments. Whoops, sorry, number. Oh. Wrong thing. Nope. That's funny. Alright, we'll do that. We'll convert it to an array and pass it in. System.byte. Let's do this. It's a byte array, and I'm just going to say first. Single, single. So that gets us 37. Now, so that gets us the number. Returns byte rather than lasers. No, pass the message said get rid of the entire for each loop in the meanwhile. Oh! You're saying just go ahead and grab it that way, and then you could do each one, and then we'd be working based on the number. Yeah, we could do that. So you're saying for each over the numbers, over the bytes that this returns. But that doesn't really, I mean, I guess it saves us a little bit. We could, yeah, I'm good with that. We'll do it. There you go. We'll do it. So we will go ahead and say, var bytes this, Coding get bytes. Instead of passing in letter, we'll pass in message, and now we will loop. We'll save our byte number equals number, whoops, in bytes. And I don't need to do this. But we still end up with that. I mean, the for each loop obviously could just be a select instead of this, but then it's harder to do the, well, actually, let's run this one because it needs to run better. Whoops, not message. Don't put it in an array. It is an array. Cannot... Oh, I thought this, oh, I singled it still. Whoops. Derp. Okay, so we printed out a system.byte. Don't you end up with 8 bits per character then? Possibly. Let's find out what we get when I put that in there, the correct thing. So we get 67 for the first one. For the second one, we should get 67 and 67, and then for the third one, we get 37. So those first ones work just fine. That last one, we're getting back our percentage, and it's not working right, which is strange. So we know the first value is a 1, and whoa, it wants the 0, so we're still not padded. What? Yeah, there is a format string in C# Stoolpenner. So the bytes I get back, that's going to be that's a byte array. So that's 2 values, which I could concatenate into the string you're talking about, Vital, but it's not the string of the number set right off the bat. I guess it could just take in a byte. But the challenge is that it needs to be connected. It's gotta take in a series of bits because we need them to be merged together. Has to be all in one string. So we could have it take in a byte array, but again, if we're going to do that, we're still going to for each to create this and pass it in. So the trick I need to figure out is how to pad my number, so we can string format that when we convert to binary. Let's see, string format C# binary number. Because the string format should be able to do a binary number with leading zeros. Oh, pad left 8. There we go. That does it. There we go. So we're just going to pad left to 8. Whoa, did these ones work? Or did I just mess it up? Oh, burp. Rip. Oh, to 7. Derp. To 7. We did 7-digit numbers. Let's play all test cases. Boom! They all work. Pad left 7, please. Thanks, Stoolpenner. Okay, you want me to get rid of... You really hate that for each loop, huh? Alright, we'll get rid of this for each loop. So our code's working, which means we are now in a place where we can refactor. So we're going to do a little bit of refactoring. Let me get rid of our debug message, make sure that we still run all the tests. We do. Wow, that last one is a giant message from Chuck Norris that I kind of want to translate. But rather than translate, I am going to just console.error.writeLine message. Hang on, everybody, this is important. Is it please be sure to drink your Ovaltine? 0 and white space. That is awesome. Go Chuck Norris. 0 and white space. Someone followed. Bizloff, I'm guessing. Or Busyoff, one or the other. But welcome, thanks for following. Hopefully you are all having a great day. Alright, so code works right there. We are going to make a change here. So you want me to get rid of this so I don't call that like that. So I am going to say bytes dot select many, and I apologize to everybody that gets confused by this. When I select many on the bytes, that is going to allow me to get all of the values in the hang on, let me think for a second. Bytes, if I select on the bytes, I can convert to binary, do that. Hang on, I'm going to put this here. I'm going to simplify for a second. Full binary equals string concat of select PB. Yeah, exactly, yes. That is hilarious. It thinks those are strings. Or thinks those are links. Yeah, it was code, which is funny. Ooh, vital. If that works, that'd be hilarious. Alright, let's give it a try. So we're saying that this is how you get full binary without this for each, is the guess. Is if you do full binary like that and aggregate toString. Is that? I think that needs to be like that. But I don't think that's going to work that way. I don't think that's going to compile. Because I don't think convert to string is what we need to... I think there's an actual value we need to have in here. Yeah. Unexpected symbol string. Oh, whoops. Derp. Yeah, convert.toString doesn't exist in that context. Can I put that in like that? Ambiguous between system link... Yeah, okay. Here's what we're going to do. Yeah, so I could write that one, but I'm going to do this. I'm actually just going to put it in as the value. So we're going to say... string dot concat... convert dot toString get Norris value of B. Close that. Then we're going to... Oh, wait, no, don't get Norris value. Convert toString B, comma 2, pad left 7, comma 0. And that should get us our full binary and be able to run that. I'll just string concat this for now, instead of doing that one. There we go. Okay, so do these all work right now? Yes, they do. Okay, so there we go. We could do it like that, and then we don't have to have a for each loop. Okay, so Anyway, that works. Hey, Ori, welcome. What's wrong with the for each loop? Is it just inefficient? No, there's actually nothing wrong with the for each loop. That's the funny thing, is that the for each loop works just fine. There's no reason not to do it. It is not really more or less efficient, really, in this case. It's just an alternate way of doing it. So, yep. Nothing at all wrong with it. Yeah, see, the for each loop is more efficient, really. Yeah. That's what I was saying. It's just an alternate way of doing it. There are alternate ways of doing anything, and the cool part is, so I actually like it better with the for each loop because I think it's a little easier for people to understand. So some method chains are easier to read, Vital. I agree on that one. And is it Vital, or is it White? I apologize for messing up your name, but I'm just wondering there. Those are for each loop you're looking for. Hey, Night Owl, welcome. Yeah, so we're just doing some programming exercises today, so kind of fun. So am I messing it up? What is it? I will try to say it correctly if you let me know. Is it Vital? Is it Vital? I don't know. Whital? Just taking guesses because Link has, let's see, it's, Vitlol, yeah. Wheatlol, but then with a strong T and with a Wheatlol. So Wheatlol. Got it. Wheatlol. Alright. We're there. I can say that right now, I think. Alright, full binary, that ought to work. Not ideal. I thought this was hilarious, by the way. So if you weren't here when we wrote this code, I laughed my butt off when we were doing this because, so the strangeness that is this programming exercise we were just doing to explain to everybody, this is a way of sending a binary, like kind of taking a message and coding it into a system that instead of being binary is like unary. Everything is sequences of zeros or spaces, no ones. So the presence, so like this is the system. That's really kind of bonkers, but hey, it translated the message, so cool. Let's take a look at the next one. Let's do something else. Hopefully we'll find one that's a little less crazy. And if this game, you know what, just to make sure that we don't run into a problem where this game gets loud, I'm going to lower the volume on Chrome just so, because I know Coding Game will occasionally play a sound, and I don't want you guys to be, like, blasted by sound playing. Clash of Code. Was that what that thing was that popped up, Sakalo? Kotobotov. Hey, welcome. We're just doing some programming exercises together today. So that's this Clash of Code. Is there like a single player version, or is that the like face off against someone else? That's this one. Join a 5-minute coding battle. How does it work? Clash of Code is a special multiplayer game mode where you can challenge your friends, schoolmates, or coworkers to short coding battles from 5 to 15 minutes. You are sent to the Clash library where you wait for other players to join the game. Once enough players have joined, at least 2, the Clash starts. To speed up the process, you can also invite... oh, okay. Okay, so fastest is you complete the puzzle as fast as possible. Shortest is you need the lowest code size. Take your time and hack your way to the shortest solution. Reverse is that... Okay, weird. Huh. That's an interesting one. And thanks for that follow, by the way. Oh, Ruby always wins shortest. I take it it's not lines of code, it's number of characters, would be my guess there. So I guess we'll try one. I think it's open, so I think other people could join. Which I think means you guys, so congratulations. If you want, you can crush me in some code, because you're very likely to, because I'm going to spend a bunch of time talking to people about the code I'm writing instead of just writing it. Using delegates versus methods and compound containers examples, dictionary of enum of a function of t. Yeah, I like doing completely absurd stuff like that. Bash could beat Ruby. No. Python, you just import whatever library solves the whole problem. It's like import solution and you're done. You have a 15-minute time limit. Okay. Just tried to sign up, but the site has internal errors. Sorry, Stoolpenner. No idea what's going wrong on the site right now. People want me to launch it. I guess I will. Sure, we'll launch with 6 people, I guess. You have to pass the maximum number of tests as fast as possible. Okay. What are we doing? So you have to read an array of characters, and then you have to print out letter presents the array in alphabetical order. So I get a bunch of letters. Oh, okay. What's my n value? Array's dimensions. Okay, I don't care about that. Array of characters. Okay, so I could do s dot order by x string sorted equals that, and then do a console dot right line of sorted, which is not perfect yet. Obviously I could just print out, okay, so that one gets me that, so I need to, I'm going to concat this back into a string, so string.concat. Try it again. And n must be the number of characters to take. So trim, maybe? Is that what we're doing? No. What was n then? How about letters A through Z? Input characters are in ASCII table. Oh, okay. Weird. Oh, each on their own line? Okay, so after each letter, we then do that, alright? Print I equals 0, while I is less than n, I plus plus, and I will say, print out results. And yeah, I'm gonna do awful things with strings. I apologize for that, everybody. So we're gonna say if result dot last is not equal sorted I, then result plus equals x/n, and then what we're gonna do is we are gonna say result plus equals sorted I. Does that work yet? Nope. Sequence contains no elements. Last or default. actually, before I do that, if result does not equal empty string and that, then do it. Derp. Oh, letters come before those. So remove all the... Okay, so all the ones that are not those. Where character dot is letter X. Car dot is letter. When did I exceed the array? String dot where car is letter order by X. Oh, sorted not length. Sorry, my bad. Found cat. Oh, are you freaking kidding me? Lowercase it once sorted above uppercase? You need to start from restriction and age cases. I don't know what you guys are talking about in chat right now. So there must be an end line after the repetitions of a letter end. Letters that are present in the array of were converted to converted to lowercase. Okay. My bad. Select X dot to lower. Helps if you read all the instructions there, Brendan. Wait, what? No overload to... What? Am I... What? Right. That's because it's car.to lower in this case, isn't it? X.to lowercase. Really? Alright. You're telling me that I can't car dot to lower my X like that. Oh, okay, I can. That was dumb. Arg. Rage. A failed one. Must have been some other requirement I didn't know about. Yeah, I got that, Weetle. Share code. Sure. Kind of fun. I did not think that was super clear. And apparently I missed some. Score of 75? So I don't know. I wonder what case I missed. Yeah, I bet the Python's ridiculous. Yeah. Basically said, for each one that's a letter, lowercase it, count it, print out that times the count. Yes, the Python code is ridiculous. We can kind of do that in C#-ish. We have a couple of things, but we don't have the structures for it. Ours comes from the framework rather than from, like, it's not language concepts that do those kinds of things in ours. So, kind of a weird one. And thanks for that follow, by the way. I noticed we got a couple of follows, and I apologize for not keeping up with chat while I was doing that one. Yes, I do web development. So we do ASP.NET Core in the chat here. I'm checking through some of the chat that was in here. Someone already won, yeah. Have you read the... Darth Vader don't like much of the failures. C# challenges 100%. I thought we were still 5 minutes left so that you could try the next challenge. Oh, was there another challenge? Oh, sorry. I have, whoops. I apparently don't know how this site works. Alright, so I'm going to head back to practice. We're going to jump into doing these nice medium ones here, see what's in here. What do they have? There is no spoon. Well, let's find out. Maybe Stoolpenner, I have no idea. Try Leet Code. Advent of Code is always fun, but it is a winter-themed event. There is no spoon episode 1. Alright, so in this puzzle you have to detect special characters from a string. You also have to store input values into a grid. Okay. Detect special characters in a string, store input values in a grid. Then you go through all the elements of the grid. So we have to use a nested loop of some kind. And from those, iterate again on the elements of the grid, solving the puzzle, make concepts of nested loops. Okay, so we're getting a multi-dimensional array and loops. I assume that's because we get some kind of a grid of values. Hey, Janisko, you had spoon emotes. That's actually kind of impressive. There is no spoon. That animation is completely nuts, by the way. Alright, so this game is played on a rectangular grid with a given size. Some cells contain power nodes, the rest of the cells are empty. The goal is to find the horizontal and vertical neighbors of each node. Okay, so basically you want to find the box, like you're making a plus sign with the node as the central point. So above it, below it. To do this, you must find each x1, y1 coordinate containing a node and display the x2, y2 coordinate of the next node to the right and the next node to the bottom within the grid. If a neighbor doesn't exist, you must output the coordinates -1 instead of x2 and a... Okay, I'm not sure what this means, so I'm going to run this and take a look at the initial, how this works. System failure and we die. Nice, cool. That was kind of hilarious. Okay, so... Alright, the number of cells on the x-axis. Okay, so this is the width and the height of the grid that we're working in. Wait, those robots make it even better. Yes, yes. Okay, so then we read characters, each either... through coordinates. A node, its right neighbor, its bottom neighbor. So at the first one, we needed to print out 0, 1 and 0, 2. Oh, and then the so hang on. Hang on. So the goal is to find when they exist. Let's find each XY card. Give an incorrect neighbor for a node. You give the neighbors for empty cell. You complete the same node twice. You forget to complete the neighbors of a node. Okay, here's an example. So in this grid, so we have 0, 0. Yep. And then we have 1, 0, and 0, 1, and those are the values. Node 0, 0 has 2 nodes. Okay, so technically to complete this one, I was supposed to print out then 1, 0, and then it didn't have these nodes, so we do -1, -1, -1, and -1. And in this case, I should survive 2 of those waves. Yeah, okay, I get it now. So I have to give all the nodes that are there and just specify them if there was a node in that other spot as well. Okay, got it. So it's that I do need to specify, even though I specified the position of that node given the previous one, I still need to specify the value. So I don't understand why I can't just identify them, but that's the way this thing works. So let's think about how we want to do this. What is our value? So I want to see what it is giving us. So I want to get string line. So let's print this out each time. So let's find out what line is, because I would like to know what we're getting, because I'm not super clear on that still. Standard error is 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. Game input. Okay, line 1. So that's the width, that's the height. A string line containing width characters. A dot represents an empty cell. A 0 represents a cell containing a node. Okay, got it. Got it. So zeros are nodes. Okay, so we need to record these in some fashion. So we could do this as a list of lines. We'll do a list of string, and we'll say lines equals new list of string. And technically I could make this the value of height to begin with, if I want, so it's the correct size. And then I can say add console.readLine instead of this. I don't actually need that. I can just store it in there. Okay, so then once we have that, we have the full grid of information. So let's run this again just to be sure it does the same thing. I don't actually have lines, so I can't do that. So we're going to get rid of that. Okay, great. So what we need to do is we need to, for each one of the values, know how many nodes we need to create. So what I'm going to do is this. Actually, I am going to store this in a variable. Line. String line equals that. And then what I'm going to do is say int node total equals 0. And then I want to say node total plus equals lines count. I have length, right? Yes, I do. Thank you. X equals 0. So how many do we have? Now, I don't really need this number necessarily to keep track of it, but I'm doing that just to help me. A, S, and B, welcome. Oops. String and car lines dot... Oh, line. Derp. Line dot count. My bad. There we go. Okay, so we can keep track of the total number of nodes that we need to print out. So what that means is I need to say for int I equals 0, I is less than node total, we're going to say I plus plus, close the loop. There we go. And now we need to console.writeLine. And the value we need to put in there is each one of these. So I did that for loop because I know how many I need to print out because I've counted all the nodes. So I need to print out all the nodes every time. So clearly I should get through that full set. So what I need to do to make this work is I need to go in order and get each one. So I guess actually what I should do is I should just be walking it. I'm just going to walk it. So never mind. I'm not going to do that. I don't even need that total. I'm just going to say for each string line in lines. We'll just find the next one. Or I could store them based on coordinates. Actually, that's a good point. Maybe I should store them based on coordinates. I may do that. Okay, well, hang on. So let's do it this way. So for line in lines, we need to specify a node, its right neighbor, and its bottom neighbor. Actually, I am going to do that with a for loop. So I'm going to go to lines.count. Line equals lines at I. So we're going to grab whatever one we're on because we need to print out the nodes on this line. So what we're going to do is this. We are going to say line.index of 0 int index equals that. And I believe there's an index of overload that will let me choose our starting point as well. So our line gets us our y value, so 0, 0, and then it's its right neighbor, so that's xy. Okay, so we want xy, so it's index. And I think we have string interpolation here, so I'm going to say index, and then I'm going to say I. And I'm going to say 1, then 0, then 0, then 1. And we'll see if we get the first one. So we may not get, like, I want to get the first value this way. 1, 0 is not to the right of 1. Wait, hang on. Line dot index of 0. So we used for the first value, we came back with a 0. Zero, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. Oh, okay, so we got the first one. Sorry, it was the second one. Yeah, okay, everything's good. We're still right. We're not crazy. Okay, so this is us. This is our neighbor. So let's change these values. So let's change I to be current Y, which I guess is curry, because why not? We're going to jump over there. There's curry. So that's our current Y value. And then instead of index, we're going to say cur x. Cur x. Let's run that again. Should still not work. Yeah, curry. All right, so we've got that. So now we need to find where that next value is. So has right node equals get wait, what is it? It's what is it? Element at or default and this is going to be cur x plus 1 and we'll say equals 0. So if the value to the right of our node that we found is a 0, then we do that, and we print this out. I have a plan for how to get the next one. So we keep the same Y, and this will be cur x plus 1. Except I'm going to replace that with right node. So we're going to say string right node equals has right node question mark. Then we're going to do $string that, or it's -1, -1. Whoops. Which is not ideal, but basically we're saying that's how we get the right node, and then we need to do the same thing for left node, or it's right node. Sorry, not left node. It's bottom node. So it's no. So we'll call this bottom or below node equals has below node, and that is going to be current y plus, this is going to be current x, and then current y plus 1 is what that'll be. And then we just need to determine if it has it. And so this will be bool has below node will equal line, lines dot element at or default cur y plus 1. How do you knows? Is it looking down? I'm about to look down here, Janisku. We're going to look down one level and see if it has a node below us. So if this one, element adder default, and then I'm going to say index of actually element adder default, and then I'll say elements. So we'll get that one, and then we're going to say element adder default on the current x value, which should not change, and we'll say if that equals 0. So so lines we know is not, but that could be null, so we're going to do that, and we can do a null comparison with a literal value, and that's safe. So I think we can do that. Let's see. -1. We should never have gotten to that. Oh, I didn't put it here. Whoops. Below node. My bad. Derp. I didn't actually use the value. It helps if you use it, doesn't it, Brendan? So this is not perfect yet, because I'm still missing something. Yep, because we get to the second line, and we don't quite do it right. Because 0, 0 has already been computed. Wait, what? Oh, because it tries to do the first value? Oh, oops. These shouldn't be here. Actually, let me leave that note there just in case. Oh, Stool Pinner, I hope you feel better soon. Have a good one. Feel better. Take care of yourself. Okay, so only 2 nodes have been computed, so we did that one. And then the problem is we don't do the second node. So what we need to do is we need to say, we need a while loop. So right here, we need to say while line dot index of actually while cur x greater than negative 1, right? I think it's -1 if it doesn't find 1. Then do all of these steps. And this actually needs to be up at the top. I think. And then we'll reset it at the end. Now to confirm one quick thing for me, C# replace string replace. This just replaces the first one, right? Let's see, string replace old character, new character. Replaces all the specified. I just want to replace first instance of it. Replace the first occurrence. Guess we could do that. No. Alright, in that case, string index of. There's a way of doing it where we search at the previous point. Index of string starts at a specified character position. That's the one we want. So it's start index and then count number of positions to examine. So so the next value is the. So it's our starting point. So we're gonna do cur x. There we go. That ought to work. Hey, welcome everybody. I see some people who used to think before I used the link methods. Yeah, exactly. Wheatlol, should be outside or inside the loop. Yeah. Yes, exactly. These things that we used to have to do before this stuff came along. All right, so what do we do here? So we're looking for index of that. Wow. I just want to see the overloads in a nice way. I might have to switch to Visual Studio just to see it. I want to see the nice one. That's really ugly docs there, guys. I need the names. Index of, array, value. I need the starting point. Start index right here. Yeah, so we start at that index. Oh, start +1. Derp, 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 derp. Ah, there we go. Now we actually fight. Yay. Wheatlaw, we do have Rider. It's installed on the computer. Okay, so, we got a -1 is not to the right of 0, 0, -1 expected 2, 0. Interesting. Let's see what we got. You know what? I really should be printing out those lines every time, like I was originally. So, console.error.writeLine line. Just because it's nice for debugging to see what it was that I was sent, so I can guess on the structure. 0, 0, 0. Okay, so this is not supposed to have any, so... Oh, it's not directly to the right. Oh, it's nearest neighbor to the right. Oh, man. Oh, derp, derp. I misread the instructions. Oh, man. Hi there, it's Game Dev Day today. Sushinator, we're just doing some programming exercises. Actually, over in my Discord, which, by the way, if you guys haven't checked out my Discord, you should. We actually have a bunch of people that chat over there about programming stuff. I asked people this morning what they wanted me to code. Oh, wow, is that a different color? Hang on. Red. Purple. Weird. I have different colors on those, don't I? Huh. Maybe it's just on my computer? I don't know. Sushinator, that is not a recent picture up in the corner up there. It's not all that recent. I don't know, 4 years old, something like that. So, okay, so I did not understand those instructions. I misread those. So what I want to do is I want to say, instead of doing node to the right has right node based on that value being that, I just looked one value over. So I want to say int right node x equals this value, which we want to use here as our new current x, because we're going to move to that one to be the next one that we print. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the next one, and then we're going to use this value. So instead of saying that, we're going to say that we have that value if is greater than actually greater than 0. Greater than 0. Can you share some example input? Wheatlaw, yeah, it's this right here. This is the example input, 0.0.0. TOEFL Cannon, this is just coding game. It's just a website. It's been around for quite a few years. And yeah, you can do other programming languages if you want. So there are a whole bunch, so if you want to practice another one, you can. I'm just doing C# because that's what most of our viewers here watch. This, behind my face. Oh. Yeah. I didn't notice it was behind my face there, but yeah, it's just 0.0.0. Hadn't realized I was covering up the example input. That's pretty good. Yeah, Wheatlall, in this one, there's only one line. So it's these dots here. Okay, so anyway, did I change that? Does it work now? No. What did we do? Invalid code 10. Oh, that's because I did that instead of using the right node X. So, right node, instead of being at that value, is at this value, right node X. Let's confirm the first one still works and we didn't break it. It still works. Code number 2 also works. Let's try playing them all and see if we got it. We may have gotten it. Oh, not quite, not quite. There's still something we don't quite have here. That's cool. The testing of... yeah. Mage, I'm enjoying the stream. We're watching a Pokemon marathon on Twitch. That's kind of funny. Alright, so what did we do? We did that. Okay, so I checked the one below. But really, I need to look at all of the ones below it, and because this is, again, the same misinterpretation I made previously. I thought it was direct neighbors only. I didn't realize that it wants nearest neighbor in that direction. So, no, the square test is right. Looking at their example, I didn't do the right results for it because I misinterpreted the instructions in the beginning. So a below node shouldn't just be checking +1, it should be the next one, where there is one that's at that point. So what I need to do in order to find this one is I need to get that value. So I did element adder default the next one, but I don't want to do that. I want to find the first where that happens. So, so I want to lines dot skip current y, and then say first or default where the line element at or default current y equals 0. So I want to find the first one where that happens. So the first one where we have okay, so this is not this. This is string next line with node below equals that. So this is the next one where we have a node at that point. So if this does not equal null, whoops, if that does not equal null, then we have a below node, and what we need to do is we need to get its coordinate here. So that means that this is lines index of that node, and we want to pass in curry. Let's see if I broke everything. I may have. We're writing without compilation. 0, 0 is not below 0, 1 expected 0, 1. Okay, so I didn't... skip current y plus 1. Sorry, my mistake. Off by 1. I'm a programmer. We're always off by 1. Vertical. Okay, we bombed the vertical, which I'll have to check here in a second. Let me take a look at chat. I think there's probably insulting things happening. I saw Crimson Green showed up. DevChatter. Where are the talk about the Debs, the Debbie, the Debras? Little Debbie. That's what we're talking about. I think it'd be a whole lot easier if you just made a grid. Yeah, I could make a grid. Wheatlaw. That website looks neat. Might try doing some Python exercises. Yeah, you could do some Python exercises in it. It's not one to the right. We still didn't grab the one next to it. Why didn't we do that? Oh. Derp. I think maybe that's what needed to change. T. Diagonal. Complex. Shuriken. And I like how it animates each one as I claim them. Okay, so that is hideous code, but that works. Where's the hype mug? Yeah, so Mage, mine is also in transit, so I don't know when it's gonna get here. I don't know how they ship it. My guess is Pony Express or something like that. Only because of how long it's taken to get here. We leveled up again. And if you don't know what he's talking about, well, bot's not running. Hang on. One sec. Trained snails. Yeah, S&B, there you go. Trained snails. Across the ocean, that seems like a bad idea. So they're talking about our hype mugs. So a Python help website just randomly asked me to download driverupdate.exe. Ooh, Greendolf. Yeah, you should probably download that. I highly recommend it. Don't download that. Don't run that code. White Knife 007. Hey, welcome. And Mage, yes, the bot's running again, but no, I don't have the hype overlay running either. So, sorry. Sorry. Let's see. Back, I say. Back, you devil. Skynet Revolution. Weird. What are these? Achievements unlocked. Okay. Weapon systems online. Alright. Let's do this. Code Wars. So we did a whole bunch of code. White Knife 007, yeah, I enjoy coding game. I like the fact that they do these interesting, they do like some kind of animation every time. So there's a bit of game to it. It's kind of fun. Really? Why is Code Wars taking so long to load? I guess they're bad at getting that to load if you don't put in the dub or something like that. Might be a DNS issue. Oh, I have allies. Cool. Neat. I didn't realize I had allies. Oh, you guys should all recognize this ally I've got here. That's Saduki. So Saduki's been a guest on here a couple of times. Common denominators. What is this? So this is another website. For anyone who hasn't been here before, this is called Code Wars, and this is another website that does coding exercise type stuff. So it's kind of fun. Yeah, yay math. This does yeah, I know, this one does math. That's one of the reasons why I was saying coding game is kind of fun compared to Code Wars, is because this one does a lot of math. So if you like the math, sure, fun. If math's not your thing, then you'd probably like coding game a little bit better because it sort of hides the math into a game. You have a list of rational combinators. You will have a list of rationals in the form of number denominator, or Wait, how's this not just a formatting exercise? Return 1. Alright, where all numbers are positive integers. Oh, depending on... Okay, in which d is as small as possible. Example. So, if we had to do 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4 should be... What? Convert? Yeah, Wheatlol, I'm wondering what this is supposed to do also. I am wondering that same thing. These are apparently the instructions, which are not the best instructions I've ever seen on one of these before. Okay, so... 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4... I don't even know what this math is they're doing. So it's 12 is the... So... In which d is as small as possible. Equals the number 1 divided by the denominator. Okay, so 6 over 12, 4 over 12, and 3 over 12 equal 1 over 2, 1 over 3, and 1 over 4. But I don't get why we multiplied. I don't get what we're trying to solve. You need to calculate the lowest common multiple of the denominator and then multiply it with the numerator. Oh, the least common of the set! Oh, so these numbers are related! See, these instructions are... There's no instruction here. Yeah, okay. I get it. So... take those numbers, find the lowest number that is them. Yeah, oh man, that is horribly written. Where do I say this is terribly written instructions? Like, that make... Alright, thank you for that. Okay, so we're going to get the values of these. This is going to be... why are they longs? Okay, I guess they wanted to be able to do large numbers for no reason. So we're using 64-bit integers because someone wants big numbers. For some reason. Okay, so... and LST, because we couldn't have written, you know, like, list. You know, we really needed to shorten that. It's highly important. Okay, so... and Toffel Cannon, thanks for that follow. For... Yeah, I know, Mage. The description was awesome. What are we gonna do? I equals 0. I is less than. Oh, I forget the syntax for it. What is it? Length, but then two-dimensional arrays. Ugh. For int j equals 0. I forget how they do it. Something like that. I don't remember. J++. Yeah, sorry about that, Wheatlol. It's get length 0? Okay, thanks. Yeah, see, no, seriously, no one writes this stuff. No one does two-dimensional arrays in C# because we have objects for that. Like, it's like, yes, we have that type, but like in the 90% case, there's such a better way to do it. Get length of 0 and get length 1. So that's first dimension, second dimension should be what that is. And I forget if I can console write or something like that from here. I forget if I can get this into the output so I can read it or not. But we're going to do that. Just run the sample test and see if I can see the word hello. Oh, and Sirhat E7, welcome, thanks for following. Okay, so wrong number of indices inside of the array. The name console does not exist. Oh, pff, derp. Using system. Okay, wrong number of indices inside of that. But it doesn't look like I get the console output, so wrong number of indices inside of the expected 2. So... what do I do this? I'm going to do that for now, just to see if that's how you do it. I can't remember. Oh, Wheatlaw, really? That's disappointing. Wrong number of indices inside of the... Oh, expected to... Oh, right. I meant to do that. That's why it's yelling at me. Okay, sorry. Derp. Anyway. Probably would have worked as before to inner is wrong. Yeah, stealth hacker. Yep, I fixed the inner. Thanks for that. I wrote stuff like that recently. Turns out it's really easy to format temporal data that's divided into year then weeks into jagged arrays instead of fumbling with dictionaries and having lots of logic to display. Oh yeah, could be Moried, but I generally like having a more, like a complex object. I like having a class that actually has some information about it. Something more relevant than just, you know, 2 lists. By the way, Craven couldn't get past the boss, so he's doing it tomorrow. Boss rush. I don't know what you're talking about, Crimson Green. You're talking about like, did he do the north? Did he finish the island? We're talking about a gaming streamer, by the way, everybody. Okay, so instead of throwing a not implemented exception, oh great, there was some error when sending the request to the server. That's awesome. Thanks, Thing. Okay, so. This is how we're going to walk through every one of these values. Oh my god, this is so ugly. Okay, so we're getting... lists of numbers that are numerator and denominator, and then we need to spit them back out as those values, huh? So, it's always the second number here. Oh, it's always for, you know, they're always in pairs. So, I guess we didn't need this second loop, did we? Because I guess it should always be 2. So, n equals, n equals list at I comma 0, and then d equals that, and so then that gets us all of those. What I can do is I can say int array all d's equals. Actually, why am I doing an int array? I don't want to mess with arrays. I hate arrays. We're going to do that. All d's equals new list of int. Whoops, not int, long. Long. So then down here, we are going to say all d's dot add d. Okay, so now list long. I guess I could just turn the whole thing into that. Oh, Wheatlaw, can I use it? I don't want to use that kind of tuple. Yes, I could switch this to a tuple, and that would be nicer than what we've got here. If we just did a quick convert of that, we could just do list of long, and use the value tuples that were added into C# just recently. And we could call this not crappy values equals new list of long. Look at that. And say not crappy values equals. I wonder if I can name them when they're in there. I don't actually know if I can or not. And I can say do that. And then that. Run sample tests, which still won't work, but there we go. Oh man, it's really getting fooled by all the code that's getting typed in. It thinks they're links. Nightbot's kind of stupid. I keep the Nightbot there because it kills actual links that someone try to put in. I list of tuple long, yeah. Can't do the list dot select x to list. Can't you do? I can just do a list dot select on the value Wheatlaw. I can do that. Can someone ban this stupid? You should be able to name them, I think. Yeah, I was thinking that same thing. So I could do long n and d, which aren't the best names, but I think I can get away with that. Let's try this. Throw new not implemented exception. And then let me check what the errors were. Make sure those. The type or namespace list could not be found. Whoops. Using system.collections. I was spoiled by coding game, which just gave you these by default. Collections.generic. Run the sample tests. You know, Wheatlaw, the problem is they're coming in from our thing as N and D, so that's in our instructions. Add that takes 2 arguments. Oh, whoops. I was just matching our instructions for now. Okay, so now we get a not implemented exception. So cool. Here's what I want to confirm. If I do this, if I say return, instead of doing throw new, I want to do this. I'm going to say, what are we doing? Not crappy values dot first n. Let's just confirm that that works, and it lets me do that value. I know it's not the right value. Does not contain a definition for first because we didn't include system link. System.link. Run it again. And what do we get? Failed. We got back that, so we spit back 1, and we were supposed to spit back that. So, okay, perfect. That means that we can access these values by name, and we have them in a structure we like. Now let's actually solve this problem, now that it's not crappy. Yeah, writing using statements. Okay, so, now that we have it in a structure we like, what do we want to do? We need to... we want to find the max... we want to find... those come LCMs, so we're going to say int... No, not int. Long LCM equals get LCM. And we're going to get that from not crappy values dot select, and we're going to say x dot which number are we pulling it from? It's the n. It's not the n, it is the it's of the d values. So there we go. Isn't link or ling a no, it's link, L-I-N-Q, not L-I-N-K. So there we go. Alright, so let's make a public public static. Why is my keyboard not working? Long get LCM I enumerable of long all D's. Okay, so how to find the least common multiple. Yeah, it stands for language integrated, I think, Wheatlaw. Language integrated. Let's see, it was introduced as some SQL stuff that you can do from list to... Yeah, exactly. So what we use from link today is actually just a set of extension methods that do things similar to what the query syntax did before. So it's not exactly how that works. So yeah, ZZ320. Oh, if you're just learning C#, then I would recommend try to, obviously stick around today, but try to check out our Learn to Code in C# series where we take a more beginner level to C#. We really go into what the different parts are of C# on those episodes. But now you can also have a method chain version. Yes, I agree, Wheatlaw. I like the extension method fluent version of Link. And actually, that was available when they did the query syntax. Both were there at the beginning. It's just that they promoted one, and the other one, as it turns out, was better. As that's the one that we still use today. Alright, so how do you find the lowest common multiple? I guess I could just for until I got to it. I mean, that's the naive approach, so I'll write that to begin with. Obviously, that's not going to be a good approach, but... And then I could just say if I percent if all D's dot any and actually I should start this at least at 1. If all of those equal 0, return I. Throw exception, what happened? Okay, your classes haven't covered Link yet. Yep, you'll definitely want to learn Link. There's a GitHub repo NuGet package with a ton of additional methods, for example. I don't think many school classes would cover such a thing. I find school classes to be of quite poor quality. Well, it depends on the school and the class, but yeah. Yeah, it depends on the schools and professors a lot. Exactly, Stealth Hacker, that is totally true. Well, 2 of the classes are based here in the US, and the other one is based in England. I haven't found a school that does it, but I suppose there should be some that do it well. Yeah, so Wheatlall, some of the ones that will teach it well, I'm guessing are boot camps and things like that, but I think it'll depend on which one you're in. I need an extra closing brace there. Run sample tests again. Long does not contain a definition for long doesn't have a max. Oh, is it max value? Okay. That's fine. Comparison to integral constant. Oh. Long. My bad. Okay, so cool. So that means I'm successfully able to find the least common multiple, and we're not caught in some kind of a loop or something like that. We're always putting that as the second value. So what we want to do is I'm going to do string builder, and that's going to be a system.text, which I'm going to remember to add my using statement first. System.text. I'm going to say string builder, SB equals new string builder, and then I'm going to say for each to pull bar to pull in not crappy values. I'm actually going to fix that name here in a second. I just don't know what I want to call it yet. So we're going to say sb.append, and we're going to put in what it is. So some kind of string. And then here at the end, I'm going to say sb.toString. There we go. Okay. So what do we got in the chat? 2 of the classes are based on Codem.nl. We certainly touched Link and Lambdas at uni. Nice. That's really good to know, Stealth Hacker. Many schools are dealing with a majority of students who only program what they're required to and not because they're trying to do things on their own. Skull Crusher for life. Yes, that is a serious problem. So all the best programmers that I went to school with were the ones that were doing things on their own. So I was one of those people that always had some project I was working on. I'm betting a lot of the other people here are as well. ZZ320, I think I packed my schedule with programming a little too full. 3 classes, another one starts on Friday. No, that's probably not a bad thing. Lots of programming courses will be good for you. So much is life. You learn to iterate over a list. I had a colleague whose name is variable after his cats. I'm quite happy with not crappy values. Skull Crusher for life. Hey, I said I'm gonna I just didn't know what to name these things yet, and I also had fun putting in 2 pull. Hey, lucky number 7, welcome. Well, or you are old. I'm probably old. I think I'm probably about as old as Lucky Number 7, but I don't know that for certain, because I don't really know how old he is, and I even forget how old I am. Oh, good, you're not calling me old. Lucky Number 7 is 354 years old. That is really old, Lucky Number 7. You don't look a day over 102. Skullcrusher for Life. You want to talk? So I do a Learn to Code series here. So I do have a beginner section. So if there's something that you want to ask me that's really beginner level, I can absolutely talk about that kind of stuff in our Learn to Code series here on the stream. So just let me know, and I can do that. So the first value is... So they want me to wrap these in parens, and they want me to list 2 values, and the second value is always LCM, and it is... What is this? This is if we multiplied the n. So that would be... this value is... mathing, it's LCM divided by 2pol dot d, and then multiplied by 2pol dot n, I think? Or I misinterpreted what this was doing? We're gonna try that, see how it goes. Oh, yeah, okay, so Lucky Number 7, yeah, we're similar in age. We're about the same age. Stealth Hacker's not that old, really. That doesn't surprise me. Okay, so I said not crappy values, but let's fix this name. So we'll call this pairs. So there we go. Pairs. Pairs is not the worst name ever. They're pairs. And this will be a pair. 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 We can run the samples again, but hey, oh, pair. Pair, not par. Pair. Come on. Alright, so not the worst code I've ever written. Not ideal, but what we could do instead of doing this string builder appending is we could do a string concat based on selecting these if we want to get weird. Do you guys want to get weird? Let's get weird. Let's get weird. Let's do it. So here's what we're going to do. So our code works right now. So let's do pairs.select. And I'm going to say... pair, let's grab this. There we go. And what is it? Do I just aggregate? Is that how I shove these back together again? I don't remember. Let's see if I compiler error. No overloaded method for aggregate takes 0 arguments. Well, I can always do this. String.concat the thing like this, which I swear there's a way to do that with link. Moo! Cyrilash, welcome. It's going well. It's going well. Let me see what else is going on in chat. I see a bunch of stuff happened. I don't see the beginners section listed on the GitHub schedule. Skullcrusher for Life. The reason why is because I have not scheduled the next one, so that's why you're not seeing it in the schedule right now. Thank you for the follow, by the way. If you check out our Learn to Code series there, you should be able to get reminders of it. I haven't scheduled the next episode, so that's why you're not seeing that one there. Let's see. I had a friend who was accused of cheating, suspended, fought it, and proved it wasn't possible that she cheated. However, because she was suspended, her visa was invalidated and she was deported. Wow, Skull Crusher for life. That is a horror story of program in school. What did ZZ say? One of my classmates made his assignment auto-submit once he finished via his graduation product for the year, but problems came up and his code bugged and he lost everything and got an F and couldn't graduate. Wow, that also sucks. Whew, man. Those are some not fun stories. So, aside from my converting into a better structure than what they had there, because I wasn't a fan of the original one, this code's not the worst thing ever. So, we'll go ahead and submit that as our answer. As I said, not the best code, but it works. And, hey, welcome, Codair. How satisfied am I? Very, somewhat, none. I love that name, like, none. I'm none satisfied. So, what did this person do? They did get length var for the LCM, so they went across that, grabbed the least common multiple, and then they did a string builder. And where did they GCD? What? Did they even use this? They didn't even call this. Why is this on here? Why is this considered the best? Oh, God. That's big. Interesting solutions they've got here. Hey, Code here, welcome. Not like this, we're advanced pro... Yeah, this is some interesting stuff. I find it really funny that there was an LCM and a GCD, and there's not GCD is not even used here. Secret, not a secret. I didn't graduate from university 14 years ago. Oh, lucky number 7. Did you go to university and not actually get a degree? I know a bunch of people that did that. One of my coworkers for a while, he was in college and got a job offer and decided to take it instead of continuing through college. And so he's been, going through his career this whole time without having a degree. I don't know if yours is a similar story, if it was just a, you didn't feel like completing it or whatever. But yeah, no, you don't, you can be a fantastic programmer. You do not need a piece of paper to prove to someone that you are. What else is there? One of the cool, they show their approaches for the same problem that all work. Yeah, Skull Crusher for life, exactly. So you can see the way that other people did it. Oh, it was used in the LCM method. Oh, okay. I didn't see that. I didn't look all that carefully. I do admit, I didn't look. RIP. Oh, well, that's better. That was nice. Yeah, Skull Crusher to life. It's usually HR organizations that chop the list of applicants down based on not having degrees. Most developers I know are well aware of that piece of paper not having anything to do with actual programming abilities. So, you were never good at exams. You were always good at practical oh yes, a lot of old school universities are focused on tests a lot and not actually on anything relevant. I had a class when I was in college that was a funny one. They did how to explain? So the teacher in the course of the semester assigned us 3 projects and 3 homework assignments, and that was the entirety of the work that we had to do in the class. And what was interesting about it is that I got a grade for 1 homework assignment. 1. Other than that, I got no feedback on my grade in that class. So that was a fun class. Okay. Yeah, but university gave us so much more than only a piece of paper, contacts, fundamental things. Yeah, so a university can give you some useful things like contacts, meeting other people. So I actually do still know the developers that I went to. Nuffly, welcome! Welcome, Nuffly and friends. So yeah, I actually still see on a regular basis the people that I went to college with, and it's pretty fun. Nuffly dog. Why isn't the Nuffly doggo coming? I assume that's an emote. I don't see it as an emote though. Yeah, it didn't appear as an emote on mine. Something weird in Twitch right there. Universities always wanted you to learn garbage to never use Calc 3. Skull Crusher for life. There are some exceptions to that. I know a few developers that do actually use the calculus that they learned in university. A friend of mine was offered a 5-figure-a-month coding job a year before graduation. He turned it down to get his bachelor's. Now he makes 4 figures a month, but hey, he got his degree. Nice, ZZ. Yeah, I mean, those kinds of things happen. I will point out to most people that money is not the end-all, be-all, so... numericals of a string. Let's find out what this is. Do we have time for... Yeah, there's plenty of hype. We'll take a look at this. What is this? You are given an input string. Okay. Vitolsk. If you have a degree in CS, what is starting on projects using popular frameworks the next step to finding work? I feel woefully unprepared at finding work. Yeah, I mean, kinda lucky number 7, but I actually, when coming out of college, intentionally did not take the highest paying jobs. I took the ones that were places where I thought I would enjoy the work, and I could learn a lot. Oh, geez, how did I end up on Java? Oh, yeah, you're right, Java, ew. I don't want to write in Java. Guess I could JavaScript. I don't want a JavaScript either, really. I don't feel like... yeah, good catch, good catch. We're not going to do that one. Let's just do C# today. I feel like seeing sharp. We're going to C#. But yeah, companies I've worked for, lucky number 7, a lot of the time we've had people that take pay cuts to come and work with us. Just because it is a nice place where, you know, you're not going to be stressed out all the time. Kayla51, nothing's wrong with Java. Java's a perfectly fine language. It's just not the one that I feel like doing today. There's just different things with Java. Like, I like C#. I love our lambdas. I love Link. I love lambdas. It's nice. As I said with those things, if I could choose between jobs and I could pick one that paid better and I was writing in Java, I would pick the C# one. Because I like the language better. So that's just me, though. Some people like the other ones, and if you like one better than the other, then that's fine. A number system with a module is defined as a vector of the that looks like it's going to be another one that we're going to have to figure something out. So I'm going to back up. We're going to look for another one. Kotlin is pretty much C# on JVM. Userman, I will have to take a look. So I do know that Java has finally gotten around to adding things like lambdas and stuff like that, and has gotten some of the bits that C# has gotten in there. If I take off my glasses, I can still C#. No, actually, I need my glasses on in order to C#. Let's see, the feast round to the nearest. What? You're given a list of numbers, positive and negative integers, and you need to get the nearest entry of a given value. For example, the number is 10. Number 10 is given. You need to get the nearest number in this series. The answer should be 12. That doesn't sound difficult. I'm gonna do this. That sounds pretty easy. So, wait, round up. So I don't get why I can't just do this. List order by order by I. So we'll call this I enumerable of int. And let me add some usings at the top. So using system, just in case I need it, using system.link, actually collections.generic, and then using system.link. Gah. Typing. Typing's the hardest thing we do. Ordered. Actually, you know what? That's going to be the list ordered. So we're going to order, and we're going to say first. We're going to assume there always is a first, unless I don't think they told me I didn't have to. So we'll see. First where x is greater than or equal to number. Is there a reason I can't just do that? Alright, I'll take a look at that in a second. People said stuff in chat. C# is slowly becoming F# though, which is kind of okay. I goes, yes, Stealth Hacker, that's exactly the point that I'm always making to people, is I love the fact that C# is growing so much, and especially towards functional programming languages. So it's getting so many awesome additions in it. Oh, Skullcrusher, you missed VB. Yeah, so VB is not a bad language. The reason I've been recommending for a long time that people move away from it is because Microsoft was moving away from it. So I was kind of like, Microsoft isn't using it, you shouldn't be there because it's not going to get the love, it's not going to have the strong community, it's going to be a difficult place to live. I mean, I think Java is nice, however I like my syntactic sugar in C#. Yeah, see, there you go, Lucky7. You probably would like Kotlin then. Yeah, so I have been hearing about Kotlin for a while. I didn't know much about it. Did you get your Twitch extension to load a view page yet, or does that mystery continue? I need to check out the VOD of what Lucky Number 7 was doing. Okay, so, what did I do? Cannot complicitly int to int array. Wait, what? What am I supposed to be returning? An array of the single value? What am I returning? Round up, round up. Wait, what? If the number is 5, the result should be 4 and 6. Wait, what? 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 Why is it called round up then, if it's not rounding up? Okay, so here's what we're going to do. So this is the ordered list. I need to go to where my number is, and then go either one below or one after. So the sample test there was no number in the sample test in one of the tests. Expected -2, but was 4. Okay. So so the challenge is that this is not really this is like round the number. So that's weird. So what we need to do is we need to find the number that's kind of close to that. So we have it ordered, and we want to say 4. Alright, so I want to get the select. I wonder if there are ever duplicate numbers in the set. Oh, that'd be evil. So I'm gonna do this. Distinct, just in case. I'm gonna get distinct values. I'm going to select the values, and I'm going to select them based on the math dot absolute value of number minus x, and this will get me the distance between them. I don't even care which one's bigger, because this will get me the absolute value of them. So that'll get me the maximum number. And then what I want to do is I want to say, well, first off, I want to do this outside of here, because that's just getting ugly. Order by, so get the set, select them based on this. This is the distances. So then once I have the distances that they are from the value, I want to grab the... so this is var distances. Distances equals... I'm going to to-list this because I can. And then I want to say... there should be two. This is a lower and an upper. So if... we'll make this be the resulting array. Var result equals new list of int result.toArray. And now what I want to do is I want to say so that's the distances. Distances dot max. Actually, I just need to grab the max off of this. Whoops. So if I just grab the max value, so we're going to grab the largest number that is in here, and this is going to be, no, the minimum distance. We want the minimum distance, min distance equals that. Oh, I didn't want to click that button. So then we're going to say, if list dot contains, I think I can get away with that. We'll say x equals number plus that plus x, wait, plus min distance. That's what it is. If it contains one of these, then result dot add number plus min distance. And if it contains minus, then add minus. And actually minus should be first, shouldn't it? Minus should be first, I think. Does that work? Can I convert lambda expression to int? What? Oh, okay, it's trying to do it like this. Right, because I wanted to do a any, not that. Sequence contains no elements. What? Empty integer list. Oh, you sons of... If list... did they actually give me length equals 0, return new int array zero negative ordered integer list. Negative ordered? What's that one? What? That's backwards. Was I not supposed to order the list? Maybe I'm not supposed to order the list. Maybe they just don't want me to order it? Yeah, empty's just an edge case, so I was going to handle it like that. Yeah, that's the stupid thing. It expected, but I got 160. I just have the items out of order, because they want them in that order for some reason, and I don't want to put them in that order. Why do they want it in that order? So I'm always putting the lower number first. Okay. If list dot index of is greater than the list dot index of I don't even know here. Result equals result dot reverse. I have a reverse, right? What? Void to generic list. Ugh, man, that is annoying as crap. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this instead. So we're going to say list.where x equals number minus... Actually, is this still on the clipboard? Or x equals number plus distance. And if this is not the right thing, then I am just going to rage quit and not finish this. There we go. Thanks, a-holes. Because we can't check for those two values being in there. We need the exact order. Did I even use result anymore? No, I didn't. Rage-inducing right there. There we go. Yes, Chucklestone, we have a YouTube channel. Satisfaction, none. We also have a Discord, for anyone who's interested. And there's a Twitter both for DevChatter, this channel, as well as you can find me at Brandonius. I'm here on Twitch also as at Brandonius. But I do gaming on that one, I do programming on this one, and so that's a nice distinction. I don't like to mix them. And ad time. What's ad time, Chucklestone? This is telling people about stuff. That is not the word. Min distance, that list where min distance. Alright, we'll submit that. There we go. That's fine. So, hopefully everybody enjoyed. Why, thank you, Stealth Hacker. Someone was saying earlier something about Link, and I'm like, no, I love Link. It's great. List min where math absolute value x minus 1. Yep, see, they did their minimum distance, same thing I did, and then they said list where, oh, yeah, I guess you could do that. That's funny. That is a nice way of doing it. I'll give them that. That's nice. Okay, other stuff that I wanted to talk about today. So obviously, for anyone who doesn't know, my name is Brendan, and this channel here is DevChatter, and we actually have 4 streams that we do every week. So if you want to check our schedule, best way to do it is to use our schedule command or read in the panels down below here on Twitch. But we stream on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And if you want to know what time it is in your time zone, just use our schedule command with an exclamation point schedule, and then type in a place. It will search for that and tell you what time we stream. So I stream Mondays at 2 p.m., Tuesdays at 2 p.m., Thursdays at noon, and Saturdays at 1 p.m., but that's in my time zone. Yours might be different. So you, for example, might live in Vancouver, at which point you get that set of times. Which, actually, even for Vancouver, my times don't seem that bad. It's still during the day. They're awake. I know a lot of Europeans watch the stream as well, so welcome everybody from the other side of the ocean. And if anybody's not in either, in any of these places I've mentioned, welcome as well. But, yep, that is our schedule. It's pretty nice. So as I said, we stream 4 times a week. We have a few interesting things planned this week that I want to mention to all of you. Thursday, we have a special stream that we're doing. We're actually going to have an awesome discussion with Cassandra Ferris is going to be on the channel with us, up in that corner up there. And we are going to chat with her about engaging the developer community. So that is Thursday. So hopefully you'll all be here for that, because it should be a fun one. And then on Saturdays, we are doing another of our Solid Saturdays. So we have been doing these streams. They've been very, very popular so far. And all I do for them is I explain a concept that is one of the solid principles of object-oriented design. So we've done the single responsibility principle and the open-close principle already. And this Saturday, we'll be doing the Liskov substitution principle. So if you are an object-oriented programmer and you don't know the Liskov substitution principle, I would recommend that you attend on Saturday, and I will start off by explaining that to you, and then we're going to spend the day talking about that principle and how it applies in our code. So we're going to focus on it and look at some examples that we're doing where we're doing it right, and see if we can find some places where we're not following Liskov substitution and maybe fix it up so that we are a little bit better. So that's part of the concept, is learn about a principle and do a little bit of coding to try and work towards that principle. So that's the idea for Saturday. Tomorrow, we're going to be doing some C# coding on our chatbot. So it's actually the one you guys are talking to over there in the chat. And we are building a text adventure game for it, and I think I want to continue a little bit on that tomorrow. So that's probably what we'll do tomorrow. So it should be a fun one. Our next stream will be starting at 2 p.m. tomorrow, so that is, what, 21 hours from now? Yep, 21 hours from now. So hopefully you are all available tomorrow and will be able to attend. It should be a lot of fun. I think we'll get in a reasonable amount of code, but we'll see how it goes. What else do I want to mention? I wanted to thank everybody that followed today, all the people that subscribed. If you didn't click that follow button yet, please make sure you do so. That is the best way to get notified when we go live. So our channel, as I said, streams like, 4 times a week. And if you want to chat with me or anyone else who is here in the stream, there are a whole bunch of us that actually talk about code fairly regularly. There's some reasonable conversations that go on about developer life over in our Discord. That is a chat application that we use. Think Slack, but for gamers and Twitch streamers, and things like that, instead of just like a business-focused one. So it's a little bit more fun, has, a nice environment for it, and we like our Discord. It's a good one. Other things to mention, if you have enjoyed the streams, as I said, click the follow button. And if you want to support the stream, some ways to do that are to obviously follow. You could tweet, retweet, anything like that. Tell people about it on Reddit. You can always spread the word. We appreciate that. You can also subscribe to the channel, which gets you access to fun emotes like the DevChatter hype emote. And then if you want to show your love for the channel to other people in the real world, we actually now have merchandise that you can get that is awesome stuff. And probably my favorite one is our I'm coding stuff. So we have this guy that's like our derpy dinosaur that is doing coding stuff. So that's all I wanted to say for today. And I wanted to thank everybody for swinging by and talking and telling us about all the cool stuff and helping out with our coding. I had a lot of fun with that. So until next time, I want to leave with some credits here. And I want to thank all the people that helped us out today. So we had a couple of our moderators stop by. I saw Crimson Green and S&B were here. And then I also want to thank the people that followed us today. So we had a handful. They're all listed right there. So thank you all for following. As usual, we got a bunch of awesome people, showed up, talked, and I really appreciate that. And we got a resub from S&B at the beginning of the stream. So hopefully, if you enjoyed it, we'll see you back here next time, tomorrow. And take care, everybody. Happy coding. And I will take us out now. Goodbye.